Alright guys, thanks for tuning in to another episode of Fork Over the Ring, where we all know the way to a man's heart is through his stomach. And today I'm going to teach you guys how to make my super easy, super good, super chill, and super gotta catch this man, catch this woman, shrimp and grits, okay? It's so easy, it's really good, and I promise you whoever you make this for is going to be like, girl, let me marry you, okay? So, to get started, what we're going to do is we're going to have one large green bell pepper. I go ahead and take the inside out, or the seeds, and I just chop them going horizontal. So I do pretty big chops of it, or big chunks rather, because simply I like mine to have a little bite to it. I don't want them too small, and you'll see in just a minute how small they are. And I'm not a professional, so my cutting skills are not the bomb diggity, but they're good enough to get me to what I need to get done. Then I go ahead and I cut one half of a large white onion. And these are the kind of veggies, guys, that I just kind of keep in the fridge at all times because I just really never know what I'm going to cook. And these are the staples for almost everything that I make. Then I have some scallions here. You're going to divide these into two sides. So the end pieces that are the dark green, those go on one grouping. And then as you start getting to the lighter green area and the white, that's another grouping because you're going to use them for two separate parts of the dish. Then I have 3 cloves of garlic here that I am just chopping up as small as possible. You can substitute this for minced garlic as well, whatever you choose. Then I have some bacon from my butcher. This is 4 thick cut slices of bacon stacked together, and I'm just slicing them on up. And this is going to be a part of the meat we use for our shrimp and grits. And then we have some sausage here that I am cutting into 4s and then kind of, making them small bites as well. And this is 4 pieces here. I believe this is right under half a pound. So go ahead and slice that baby on up, y'all. Slice it on up, slice it on up, slice it on up. And I got a pin mark on my arm, so y'all better not judge me. Because if you do, I'm talking about your mama. Alright, and then last thing we're going to do is, for prep, we're going to peel our shrimp. So this is about a pound of shrimp that I'm peeling, or a half-pound shrimp, actually, I lied. And I keep 5 pieces, or however many you want for garnish, to the side, and I keep the tail on them. These are already been deveined, so that's perfect. And I'm just really peeling the shells off. Now, I'm going to use these shells to make seafood broth. I'm not making the broth on this video, so if you want to learn, let me know. And I will do a video next week on how to make seafood broth. It's not hard, but if you follow me on Instagram, I always save everything to the side. Anyway, to start with our meat, I put a little butter in the pan just to grease it up because, shrimp and grits is fattening, so why not add butter? Then I add all of my bacon to the pan. I let that cook for about 3 minutes. So I don't want it to finish, but I do want it to start to change. And then I started adding my sausage. And I let this all cook together for about 5 to 6 minutes all together. You'll see all that oil coming off of it, which is perfect for what we're going to use it later on when we add our flour. So go ahead and let that cook. It smells really good. And I know all that oil can be a little scary, like oily skin, but it's not. It's good. Then we're going to add all of our veggies except for the dark green parts of the scallions. Keep those to the side. We're going to use those later on as a garnish. But for now, add everything else. This is going to cook down for maybe about another 4 to 5 minutes. And again, you see all that grease kind of coming off of it. That's good grease. You need that. Trust me. Then you're going to add 2 tablespoons of flour to the mix. And you're going to let that cook. What we're making now is called a roux. You use this, and it's actually 2.5 tablespoons, sorry. You use this whenever you're making like anything that requires a good sauce with it. Whether it's gumbo, which is really kind of soupy, but whatever. The goal is for our roux to get a dark brown. As you can see here, I added too much seasoning of my Old Bay and it spilled it, so I had to peel something out. But so y'all know it's real over here, okay? I wasn't adding it in now because I wanted y'all to know I make mistakes too. Anyway, after my roux gets nice and dark, I add about 2 cups of my homemade seafood broth. So if you want to know how to make it, let me know and I will. And then you add your shrimp and turn your heat all the way down to the lowest you can. And let those cook slowly together on the side. You want them to marry and to love and to fill on each other in all of that. But this is what you're going to pretty much like the good part of the shrimp and grits, meaning that it's all the meats. So I know when you think of shrimp and grits, you think of the shrimp and the grits, but no, we have veggies, we have bacon, and we have sausage. And if you saw I add a little more liquid, you just add that if you want to thin it out a little more. And then from our grits, because we want creamy grits, we do 2 cups of whole milk, 1 cup of our seafood broth, because that gives us the seasoning, or the flavor rather, but then the milk gives us the creaminess. You don't put water in your shrimp and grits. Don't do that, sis. Don't do it. We're going to add a tablespoon of butter to it. I add salt to taste, and I also add white pepper. And I let that go until it starts to boil. And then as soon as you start seeing like the little change in the liquid, then I go ahead and I add 1.5 cups of grits. I use old-fashioned grits. Use whatever makes you happy. I just use what I personally like, which is old-fashioned grits. And then you're going to sit there and you're going to let that cover. These literally cook pretty fast. I start mine off on high heat till they boil. Then I bring it down to medium heat. And these were done in about 5 minutes max. So cover it up, let it cook. And then when you come back to it, you'll have grits. But don't have no lumpy, nasty grits, because I'm going to talk about you. And don't feed no man no lumpy, hard, cold grits, because that's not okay, sis. But then when you go and you mix your grits up, they're perfect. You see that? You don't know if that's grits or mashed potatoes. Then you go ahead and we're going to add about 1 cup of sharp cheddar shredded cheese. And then I add about 1/2 cup of Parmesan cheese. And I mix those all together, make the perfect cheesy grits. And that is it. All you got to do now is plate this, okay? Super simple. This meal takes about 15 minutes once you start cooking. And this is it. So you guys let me know how you feel about it. Make sure you comment, you like, and you subscribe, and you share to all your friends. Once I make it to the 1,000 follower subscription mark, I will be doing a pretty big giveaway. Thank you guys so much for your support. And I can't wait to see you in our next video. Once again, the way to a man's heart is through his stomach.